I prefer really not to speak. If I speak, I am in big trouble. In big trouble. And I don't want to be in big trouble.
Turn me up, kid Spiral.
Motivational stuff. But look, boys and girls, episode 8, If I Speak podcast. A special guest here in the building. This is gonna be, I've been looking forward to this since you accepted to do this, because, bro, you're a genius. I love how you think.
Appreciate
your mindset, your story, and obviously, look, everyone's looking at me. You know, I'm starting a podcast. It's gonna be all laughter. I'm gonna be slagging people. It's not all about that. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm also about like mindsets and stuff like that. You know, because we're trying to get out of these places, bro. Get mama, papa, out of these ends, man. Please, I don't want ma going around. There's horses going around. There's dogs on fire. We need to get out of these places, you know? Yeah. But introduce yourself, bro, to the people that might not know you.
Yeah. Hi, everybody, whoever's watching this. Tayem Mercer. Do you know what? Funny enough, I was on radio and they were asking me, how do you introduce yourself? Yeah. And I'd say motivational speaker and personal development coach. Yeah. Which is a tough one, because people, when they think motivation, I just get people motivated. But it's deeper than that. So I'm struggling a bit on how to identify myself, but I'd say I'm a visionary. Yeah, that's one thing.
No, definitely 100%, bro. And just on that, like your motivational speaking and all that. How did you like begin doing that? Like, why did you start?
You know, I say to people all the time, like, leadership is in you. So it's not something that you just learn someday. It's in you, and something happens that brings it out. I've always felt like I had a gift in me to do more. I had a gift in me to empower people around me. So growing up, it was friends, talking to friends, giving friends advice. They do this, it works. In football, playing football, you know what I mean? We grew up with Drogba. Yeah. Drogba, the season that Drogba had that turned him into a player was when he done pre-season with me prior to going to Bluebell. And that pre-season, it was me and him running to a field. And every day I talked to him about how quality he is, motivate him on the things that he needs to do to get to where he wants to be as a player. Turned around, had the best season of his life, ended up going playing League of Ireland and stuff like that. Now he's the credibility he has. Now I'm not taking credit for it, but from those instances you see that in different areas. But I think one that did it for me was in college. We had a presentation to do, my first time ever public speaking, college assignment. I think it was like we were doing an assignment on leadership, like transferable skills, and we looked at a football team. So we took the France squad. This is my first year of accounting. And each person had a minute to speak, basically. So in that minute, you have to explain exactly whatever your slide is. Now, try not to look at the slides too much and communicate with everybody there. And then you have to change the slides. And we were in the room, Jesus, we practiced for ages. I went in now, I wore a grey suit. Terrible suit.
Pure Congo.
Yeah, man. But before I stood up, I was sweating that much from being nervous that there's just patches all over there. Yeah. So when I stood up, I was like, you know, fuck it, I've nothing to risk here. But when I spoke, how elegant I spoke, how easy it was for me, I fell in love with it then. And I clocked it. I was like, holy shit, maybe I can do this. And then in different situations, then after I left college, I started working, I got a job, and then somebody introduced me to like network marketing. So essentially trying to build your own business and stuff like that, and we were selling products online. And a big part of that was training people, because if you bring somebody new in, you have to show them a vision of what they can get in that company. So inspire them on how they can keep going every single day, how they'll be motivated, how they'll get towards their dreams. And just from practice with that. And a lot of self-education. I watched a lot of videos. Eric Thomas was a big part of me growing up, 16 to where I am now. Because at that time I went through rough patches, mother and father splitting up and different things like that. So you needed to.
Yeah, that's like me, Tayem. I watch a lot of, bro. I always say I have mentors, bro. Yeah, and again, people think Kevin Hart, right? Who don't watch him properly. Yeah. They just think he's just all about the funny. And the reasons why a lot of the stories that I tell on these jokes that I'm telling on podcasts and stuff like that, these jokes are real. Like, there's not one thing I went up on fabricating. Because even one of the stories, that what made me blow, stuck in, blah, blah. I remember even one of the lads I play football with, he watched the podcast and he texted me, he was good. I remember you telling me that story. Because I was 15 at the time when that happened. Do you know what I mean? I remember you telling me that story. Yeah. So you know what I mean? I think that's very important that people, like, you know, when they look for inspiration, if you can't, especially in the areas we come from, bro, the information is there. Videos, you say books, whatever. Do you know what I mean? To be motivated. Go on.
Sorry, I'll give you an example, right? And as easy as we can say it, it's very hard. And this was a story I was telling David and the guys there when I came in. one of my friends sells cars, right? He drives a BMW i8.
Yeah.
He's got huge following on his page. He's got sponsorships and different
Heavy
things like
wallet
that.
that is, yeah.
Yeah, heavy wallet.
Yeah.
Now, when he bought a BMW i8, it was like 100 grand. On his page, he's got thousands of followers. And he posted a video on how you can make 2 grand out of a car, out of a BMW, on his page. That's the least watched video. There was 406 views on that video. And I'd say about 100 of those is me, right? And that's the difference. People, yeah, the information is there, but do people want it? Not everybody wants it. A lot of people would want to look at it and see how people are rather than go and do it.
Yeah, and that's the same with me. Like I said, I recently did a video with the boys, the podcast, Where's Your Head At? And the first hour, it's comedy. And the second hour, I want people to know me, what I've been through in my life and stuff like that. Talk about faith, talk about my ma's gaff going on fire, talk about sleeping on the couch. There's no views, there's no comments. No one gives a rat's, man.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to, everyone's like, G Millie. I'm trying to show you guys, it's G Millie, Snapchat, Instagram, having a laugh. But behind that, there's pain, there's struggle, there's heartache, you know what I mean? There's tears, all that, you know what I mean? I'm trying to branch out and show people that, especially young kids and people, there's people struggling to him. I remember talking to Randy, Randy, a good friend of ours, and he was telling me, when I think I posted something about being upset or something like that, and he goes, no, we was men, we don't talk. He goes, Dongo, I didn't even know you were going through that. I go through my shit as well. You know what I mean? I was like, he told me about you as well. I was shocked that you, we're on the phone to him. I was like, Tayem. Tayem that's motivating people that, you know what I mean? I know Tayem is struggling a lot, but Tayem, yours not even American, you know what I mean? I'm waiting on Smiley and getting buses. It's like you're looking at other people, but we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You know what I mean?
Do you know what it is? It's a process of life. There's great pain that we have to pay. We have to pay to be, if you want to be anything, or if you're destined to be somebody, that's the cost you pay. And a lot of men are struggling, and I said it openly, and I try my best to be as open as I can on my platform. To be, especially
someone like you and myself. Yeah, we have to be, bro. You know what I mean?
Because young kids, I'll tell you this, young kids contact me, and some of them, they're going through different situations. I walk in 4-star Pizza, and I met one of my friends who went to school with, and he's like, bro, I'm struggling. The guy had a great job. I put money into business. It all disappeared. And now I'm working in 4-star Pizza. Because I haven't had a job in 6 months because of COVID, but I watch your videos and it keeps me going. Because some of the things you're saying is the real stuff I'm going through. I go through it, and this is the thing people don't realize. And I always say, not everything that glitters is gold. Yeah. Somebody texted me the other day, "Oh, you look like you're doing pretty well. It looks like you've made it." And I told her, and I was like, "Not everything that glitters is gold." But thank you for the comment, because in the sense that I've been through dark periods. And again, I think for people like me and you and anybody else who considers themselves somebody who wants to be something, you have to go through that so that you can empower the next person not to go through that.
I'll give you an example, Tayem. I said to the boys, and I'll say it again, because obviously it's my own thing now, and I want people to realise this, at my worst, I still had faith. I know people, it's boring to people, God and all that, but I'm telling you, I'm heavy in it. I remember my ma telling me, I used to complain, I remember 2016 times, struggling to him. I wanted to ask you, because you always say, I goes, what keeps you going? What's motivated? It's poverty. You don't want to go back there where you were. That's what keeps you going. I remember Tayem, true story again. I started working in Labrooks, left Skechers. Working in Labrooks. And no money, didn't have a washer, right? It's lunchtime, sitting in the kitchen, having a cup of tea. Girl comes, no worries, people. You're not going to have lunch now? I told her I'm fasting, I'm Muslim. I was too embarrassed. I was too embarrassed to say I have no money. No, I didn't have a cent. I told her I was fasting. And I'm drinking a cup of tea. You're not allowed to drink nothing. You're not having nothing. I told her I'm fasting. And he didn't even believe me. So that's where I come from, bro, from that. And I remember my ma used to always tell me, you don't pray. I was like, ma, what you mean and all that. And every single thing, I remember asking God, I remember, when people used to start traveling and stuff, there was that somewhere where people were going, in that bed, this, that, and that. I was at home. I goes to God, all I want is a stable job and being able to travel. 2017, move out, and all that was happening for me. You know what I mean? So this is why I think, like you said, it's important for people like myself and yourself who are trying to, we have big dreams, big goals, crazy dreams.
But here's the thing, it takes time. This is the other side.
100%.
This is the other side people don't understand, right? About prayers with God. And some people give up because they pray and nothing happens. God's mills, I think the mills of God grind slow, but they grind effectively. In the sense that you can pray today, your answers won't get answered. God answers the prayer now, he opens the way, but your blessings will come a couple of months, maybe even a year later, maybe 2 years later. So in that process, when you're praying, you still have to keep walking and trying every single day. And a lot of people don't understand that. I get where you're coming from, because looking at somebody like me, you're talking about not having money. Like a couple of months ago, I'd say even 2 months ago, you know what I mean? I didn't even have a tenner to my name.
I've been there, bro.
But people are looking at me like, as you said, bro, you're driving a Merc. You've got this, you've got that. But you go through different periods of life. No, you go through different periods of life on different cases, and you just have to be patient through whatever storm you go through. I know a lot of young entrepreneurs right now, and who people look at, they'd be like, oh, you've got banks, but they're struggling. You know what I mean? They're struggling. It's just a phase that they have to overcome. And we overcome it, and you know what I mean? You pray, similar to you, what you were saying. I pray. A couple of months later, God delivers, and what you didn't have, all of a sudden, you have a lot of it. But prayer is a big part of where I am.
Yeah. Bro, and I want people to understand this, because they look at me, right? You know, a lot of Christians, you know what they're like.
Yeah.
My cousin said it to me before. Yeah. She says, on a Sunday, because I run churches now before this fucking COVID shit, she's like, you're coming church. She's one of them Christians. You're coming church Sunday, but the day before, you're drinking. Yeah. You know, I'm like, yeah, so what? I'm enjoying myself. What? That doesn't mean I don't have. You know what I mean? Like, and people might be surprised at that. Because I do course. Yeah. I do fucking. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't give a rat's. All that, but I do, man. I'm heavy in it. Do you know what I mean? Like, because I even feel like even my mom's a prayer warrior, bro. Like, it'd be 4 or 5 a.m. when I was moving back there. She's up screaming and shouting proper. Yeah. And I'm just like, I know from her doing that. Is a reason why all of us are healthy. Yeah. And we're on this path that we're on. Do you know what I mean? Like, even my girlfriend being pregnant, I know she was good. Even though in me in my head I'm panicking, I didn't tell anybody until he was born. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And I just know my mom's prayers is protecting us, so that's why I'm heavy on that, bro.
But I think another side where young people have to think about, and I always say this in our community, it's too hypocritical. I think Christian people are the most fearful people I've ever met in the world.
Talk on it.
And I don't understand it.
Because this is if I speak, talk on it, bro.
Because for me, I've always been, you know what I mean, a lot of the decisions I've made to get me where I've been, I've just been bold in the sense that I don't need to worry about having a meeting with somebody who drinks alcohol or smokes weed, and Christians are too fearful of that. I don't mind going and meeting someone in a pub and we have a chat about business or whatever it is, or networking, flying off to different countries, investing in different things. Whenever I got into business, the approach from Christians would have been, did you pray about it? Are you sure those people are godly people? And I've been in different relationships where I'm with close people that I'm speaking to, and they're like, you know what I mean, for a person like you, a man of God, can you really do business with people like that? But what I say to people all the time is, so long as you're protected, here's the thing that God does. You say, I want to walk through this door, God. Can you please protect me if there's nothing on the other side? No problem. You walk through the door. If there's something there, you get protected. If it isn't, you go through. Yeah. God redirects your steps, but it doesn't say don't take the steps. Take the steps, and what doesn't work eventually will turn into something else. You'll figure out whether it's the wrong path or the right path. He'll take you out of it. And my old man always says it to me. There's 2 parts of prayer. There's the part that you pray, and then there's the part that you have to do work. Yes. God does his part, and you have to do your part. You can pray for doors to be open, and I see it all the time with Christians. We pray, we shout for doors to be open, but we don't walk through any doors. Yeah. We're waiting for God to walk you through the door. And in life, in business, you have to take risks. What risks mean is step away from the uncomfortable. Step away from what other people don't know, because greatness doesn't lie anywhere near what people currently do now or what people currently know. It's outside of your community. It's outside of your home. It's outside in different places. It's not where you are. And if you read about stories in the Bible, I'm not too biblical myself. I try my best, but
I'm not heavy myself.
You go and read different stories of different people in the Bible. A lot of them had to leave where they were. They had to leave their home. God sent them on task outside of where they were. And that's a metaphorical thing for you to understand, that if you want to make it, what you know is not enough. The things that you do currently is not enough. It's the things that you don't do that will get you to where you need to get to. And it's the things that you don't know that will get you what you don't have currently. Yeah. As they say, in order to have what you've never had, you have to do what you've never done before. Christians are way too fearful for my liking. I take a lot of risks financially, emotionally, physically, all of that. There's some days I wake up and I say, I want to go somewhere today and I want to fly off to another country. And I did that now prior to me getting married. I'd fucking wake up and on a Friday I was, I'm going to fly this place, and I go. I go to a different place. I want to network with this person. I do it. I don't give a crap about, background, this, what's their spiritual life, all of that. I know what mine is like. That's the most important thing. You know, we give too much credit to the devil as opposed to God. I don't fear the devil.
Like our community, bro. Yeah. Anytime someone's successful, it's kissy.
No, that's what, but... okay, let me touch upon...
No, there is that. There is, bro, come on, everyone,
Let me touch upon this point, and this is the effects of being successful, right? What I realize is it's what I'm putting into my mind. that comes into my reality. If I put something negative, it's negative. There's this saying in our community, "Mutambonga za masta na uti," as in somebody who's wealthy is not your friend. Wealthy people are bad. That's the sort of image that a lot of Africans grow up with.
Yeah.
Is that rich people they either do something bad or wicked, or they're doing fraud or something like that. So if you say that in your mind automatically knows that being rich is a bad thing.
Yeah.
Being successful, being wealthy is a bad thing. What do you think you're going to get? You're hardly going to go and make money then. You're hardly going to go and be successful because you've already put it in your mind that that's a bad thing, that's an evil thing. Poor people shouldn't be your friend. Poor people shouldn't be your friend.
Speak on that, bro. Yeah.
Rich people should be your friend because they can show you a better way. Some of the nicest people I've ever met in the world are wealthy people. Some of the worst people I've ever met in the world are poor people. Because it's like scavengers, crabs in a bucket, crabs in a barrel, trying to drag each other down. Now, that's no discredit. And you know what I mean? Different people are different in different circumstances. And what poor means to me is different to what it means to everybody else. Poor for me is people who lack education, lack understanding, lack vision, lack purpose, lack drive. And they pass opportunities over repeatedly.
Just on that point there, even me, Tayem, yeah, I have 2 Instagram pages, right? I have obviously my personal page, whatever, and then I have my Dongo Productions page. And I'm looking at, since this has blown for me and it's gone wild, yeah, and even the levels went up when I'm Just Bait posted.
Yeah, I seen that,
thing, yeah, and it went mad, right? And I'm looking at who's following me. It's like MMA fighters and producers and musicians, all this. I'm just like, this is who I want to be surrounded around.
Yeah.
And am I selfish for saying, look, I don't want to be around people that are, like you said, poor, not poor people, but to the extent of like people who aren't on stuff, because I'm trying to reach how you that on the dole or you're doing this and that, how can you make me be great? How are you on the same wavelength as me? Because Tayem, with this, I don't know what levels you're trying to reach, but I'm going for the skies, bro. To the skies, to the top. Yeah. That's where I'm at. I had Sandy Fitness here the other day, and he's talking about like saying he feels like he's the chosen one. Yeah, that's the type of attitude of people I want. Yeah. Confident. I had Paulie, like you said, you were with Drogba and you gave him and look, you and drugs, I remember growing up, it was me this time. I was the name I had all you. You were all bone ballers, bro. Shocking. But you have all improved through hard work and work, and obviously you as well, giving him confidence. I had Paulie here, and I was telling Paulie, I don't know if you ever watched Paulie play when he was younger. No. Bro, best in talent for me. Yeah. Best in talent. But he didn't have that belief in himself. Do you know what I mean? Like, so that's why I need to be surrounded by people that are like yourself and all these people, creatives and all that, to be great, bro. Do you know what I mean?
I'll tell you this, and that's an important one. I've lost a lot of friends on my journey. You'd know some of the people I grew up with, some of the people I hung around with. What happens is if you're not around people that are similar to you or are on similar goals, the people around you will start to hate you and they'll try to make you feel small. Because people who see you exceeding far past them and they're not on that same wavelength, they get jealous. It's very hard.
And just sorry to come across you, just one more, There's a footballer that I asked Paulie as well. Like, see all these lads, and we're touching on football as well with you, all these lads, these League of Ireland players, they come from England, League of Ireland, and then they drop off. There's one in particular that dropped off. I know the reason why he dropped off, but I know he won't say, and I won't stitch him up either. But again, it's from his surroundings. You're the footballer, but you're around all these lads who are doing what they shouldn't be doing, putting what in their bodies what they shouldn't be putting. And you're around all, of course you're gonna fucking fall off.
1,000,000%. Because they want to drag you down.
100%.
People, that's what I said, like crabs in a bucket. My brother told me, Hermo told me directly himself, if you weren't my brother, I'd be jealous of you. And even at that, I have feelings of jealousy towards you sometimes, and I have to check myself. And I'd be the same with my brothers. I'd be the same with my friends, and I have to check myself. And it's a truthful thing to understand. So imagine you're around people who don't have anything going for them, and you've all of these things now popping up. They start to get jealous. Even to the point, it could be even the person that you sleep next to that could start getting jealous of the things you're doing.
Slow tackle. She will not bollocks. She wants to get married. She wants to stay with me.
But it's a reality. You know what I mean? It's a reality that you have to face. So
definitely.
Environment played a factor in me. I had to switch up my environment, and I think every young person, why wouldn't you want to be around people who are doing big things and going to big places? It opens your mind and it puts you on game. Like a lot of the things I'm doing, like we're after starting a company, me and one of the other lads, I brought him in. But we're after starting to back it out off somebody who makes 60, 70 grand a month, because he can give us the content, the idea on what to do. Someone who's on the dole, what idea can you give me? No disrespect, because I've been there, but if you're not aspiring and that's just your everyday and partying, girls and things like that. But I like where you're at, because the common thing, like since I launched my personal development programs, and I was wondering, like, I'm going to learn something about everybody that comes on my program. And it's consistent on everybody that's coming in. Everybody wants wealth. Everybody wants legacy. Everybody wants to make an impact. That's the thing, and that's what I see with you. It's about making an impact, about legacy. It's about making a name for yourself.
Yeah, 100%.
Legacy, that's what it is. When you die, like, do people just remember you by what's written on your tombstone, or do they remember you by the impacts you made on their lives? When Rodney died, I realized the difference between making an impact on a tombstone and making an impact in people's lives. It's the first time I've ever seen anything like it. It broke my heart, but it also motivated me, because I was like, wow, that's how he lived. He didn't live in physical sense. He lived in people's hearts, inside of them. That's a type of legacy you want to leave. And if you make something of yourself, you impact a lot more people with that, because there's a lot more people than that will look at you and be like, wow, he's hope, he's inspiration, he did it, I can do it. You know what I mean? That's powerful, man.
You touched on Rodney there, and I seen a message the other day when you were posting some of your friends that have passed, and I remember I think you, on one of my lives or something you spoke on anyways, you were like, you didn't go to his funeral. How has that taken a toll on you, and why was that?
Big time. I'm still struggling with it now.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I'm struggling with it badly, very badly. The first death was Rodney's death, and I've never had anybody close to me die. So, you know what I mean? It's very hard for me to process, and it was, and it still is. But the hardest thing was when I went to the funeral and I seen his body in the casket. Your sister was there.
Oh, yeah.
And she seen what I was like.
Yeah.
I can't express that pain. And I've been struggling to get rid of it, because at the same time, my wife was pregnant, so I needed to be a little bit tougher than I would have liked to be. And then my friend, Dr. Harrison, passed away recently. I think it was the end of April. He passed away. And that was one of the hardest things I've ever experienced, because he's somebody that was on the journey that me and you were on. He's on the journey that everybody in this room is on, that wants to make a change. He's somebody who had a master's degree and then goes off and he's doing things for the community, doing things in the church. You know what I mean? He backed my projects. I met him on the Lewis. Like, whenever I see a black person anywhere, I just like to talk to them.
Oh, stop.
You know what I mean?
I'm getting that, bro.
Yeah.
One of the things I love about this, I told my missus, I think I said it, I don't know where I said it somewhere anyways, I don't give a fuck about all this clout. I don't. All this, I love you, it's bollocks. But what I'm loving though, when I'm getting off the bus, I'm seeing black people that are looking at me and they know who I am and they're smiling at me. I love that. Yeah. I fucking love that, bro.
But for me, like, even if you don't know me, I just, you know what I mean? If I'm walking through town, I see a black person, I have to say hi. Yeah, that's just it. I just like it. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I met him on the Lewis.
A little head bob thing we do.
Yeah. And he bought into a lot of my projects. And, you know, a month before he died, I met him in Deals in the Square. And he was like, bro, we need to sit down, we need to do something. Now, the course programs that I've launched now was something that me and him were working on for the entire summer. But unfortunately, the platform we had wasn't stable or ready to handle the sort of levels that we wanted to do, and it would have cost us too much. It went away, but he's like, we need to do something before, you know what I mean, it's too late. We need to do something online. We need to do something for these kids. And so that's, like, it's hard for me. I don't know how to process it now. Like, I'm not going to lie to you, I'm struggling very badly with my emotions. I'm struggling badly with my mental health, because it's one of those things that I didn't have the strength to go to his funeral, and I still haven't. I haven't gone to the grave. It's hard. I don't know how to explain it. But
yeah, bro. Even me as well. Why I'm comfortable asking such a question is because obviously I know, you know, 2016 I think it was one of the worst days of my life when, like, bro, imagine I'm coming home from a shift in Lidl.
Yeah.
And before that, I'm getting messages on my phone. Obviously, my auntie has passed, and me thinking, like, my mom's older sister, I'm thinking, like, old age or whatever. I'm crying in the car.
Yeah.
And you know, it's African. If someone dies, you don't know them, whatever. But it's, you're upset because your mom's upset, whatever. But this one's like my auntie. I know this woman. Yeah. I remember her coming here, like, taking care of me and giving me money for my daughter and everything. Yeah. Bro, I go into the house, and my ma is telling me her sister got shot. I'm like, what? I instantly start crying, bro, because one of them things is like, you're like, I'm not hearing this right. Yeah. And then that her nephew also is after getting killed as well. Like, both of them going down. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Do you know what I mean? Like, and talking about graveyards and fuel. They went. I remember my uncle wasn't gonna go because my mom was saying, like, he's saying that he's gonna die from a broken heart because he couldn't handle it. But even till this day, I don't know. I think on their anniversary last year, or the year before, they actually went to the graveyard. They didn't go for ages though. My mom said she couldn't. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I get where you're coming from, bro. Where it's sometimes. I did it. When I first went back to London, I went. I don't know where I got this strength from, but I did. My mom was the same. She couldn't. Her own sister now. That's your mate, but this is her sister, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. It takes something from you. I don't know what it is. And that's what I'm struggling with. I've been asking people, like, I know a lot of different things.
Are you talking? Are you on therapy or like that?
You know, I done therapy the first time.
Yeah.
I done therapy when Rodney died. This
How
time
did you feel about it? Like, because I had Gabby up here.
Yeah.
You know, Gabby, she don't speak, and at your Mint talks, and she was telling me about like going therapy. I even see my friend Nina as well. You know, saying that she's going therapy. I think black people, we should go, bro.
No, it's very.
See, you know what I mean?
So this is the thing. The reality therapy, like, it is good. I think it was probably, I learned a lot about things that I didn't know. About myself and things that affected me in different ways, things that happened when I was growing up that I'm not aware of. And there's so much that we're not aware of. So I do encourage therapy. This time I've got too many things on, and I've got too many things relying on me. It's like, it's a tough one because you're at a position where there's a lot of major things that you need to get sorted. And if it does, then everything blows up properly. So I'm stuck between, do I take the break now, or do I go through this and then take the break in 2-3 months when, you know what I mean, everything is good, the bank accounts are good, everything else is good, then I can do that. And there's a lot that's relying on me, which I find hard. Like, and you know yourself, and I think for anybody who's watching this, when you're somebody who's working towards a lot of things, or you're a leader, or you're some sort of figure for your family or your community, whatever it may be, like, everybody always needs you.
Oh, trust me.
Everybody always needs you. And then when you need somebody,
they're not there.
It's very hard to find
it's
that.
The most fucking annoying thing on planet Earth, bro.
Because
I'm that person that I'm there for fucking everyone, bro.
Yeah.
And when I need, I'll give this person the one thing. My brother Nathan.
Yeah.
This is why he's the godfather to my child. Nathan, yeah. When I ask Nathan to do something, Nathan will do it exactly how you told him to do it. What time, where, this, that, and that. Do you know what I mean? That's the one person. But I'm talking friends and other people. I don't know exactly what you're talking about, bro.
But I struggle with it sometimes. Randy, to be fair, I have a good support system around me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As for men, we talk sometimes. Randy always rings me.
Great guy.
Middle of the night, I don't know how the hell he knows, but he just texts me, "Are you up?" And I'm like, yeah, all right, let's talk. And then we talk about whatever's going on. Like, Randy saved my life on multiple occasions. I'll say that. He's the one that got me more spiritual than I was, because I remember we were in Lisbon. We went to Lisbon. Obviously enjoyed
some spot,
bro. enjoy definitely.
Hey, my missus got me at the right time, but had some spot. Party central, innit?
It's awesome, and it's cheap, it's fun. But we went there, and then, you know what I mean, he was talking to me about the spiritual side of things and how I really need to work on that. So he constantly challenges me on that, and that's the thing about surrounding yourself with good people. They challenge you on that. And environment plays a big factor. But yeah, I'm getting through it. I think I'll be good, because my approach to a lot of things is, you know what I mean, I observe my emotions, I take them in, and then I try my best to use that energy in a positive way. So I'm just using it as fuel. I'll be honest with you, half the time I'm just pissed off, and I'm using it as fuel.
Yeah, Sandy said that to me as well, and I'm glad. Yeah. I always think, like, when I spaz off, like, I'm just angry, like, but I'm glad there's other. I get where you're coming from. He said it to me as well. Just angry.
Yeah, we get caught up in our mind. We get caught up in our thoughts.
Because, like you said, we have a lot of people relying on us, a lot of people depend on us, and it's pressure. Yeah, we want to be great, and we're out here doing gym. We're up at 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning. It's pressure, though, bro.
But that's the price of being great.
100%.
Yeah,
it is 100%. I'm happy enough to pay that price, bro. Because like I said, bro, I don't give out. I was giving out here with my brother. He was on the other day about footballers and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't want to be giving that. I don't want to earn every single thing that we do, even in this game here.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Giving nothing.
Yeah.
People are trying to speed me up. Oh, we'll do this, and you go on my channel and you'll go quick. I don't give a fuck about you. I want to grow up myself. Do you know what I mean?
Bro, you'll benefit so much.
100%.
I always tell this story. You know Macker, Paul McMahon.
Coach?
Macker, yeah, he manages Shamrock Rovers. He used to be our old Bluebell manager and things like that. Yeah.
I do remember him.
He offered
slow old chap. Slow old chap. But now we segue into football.
Macker's a good friend of mine. He offered me a job for
a good friend. We still a snake.
He offered me I won't comment. He offered me a job for 100 grand to move to England when I was like 22. 60 grand for the first 6 months, and then after that I get 100 grand a year, company van, house, everything. I turned it down because I didn't want anything that was earned, just given. I have to earn my stuff, and the more that I earn, the more that I learn, the more that I'll be able to gain down the line.
See, us as black people though, do we kind of need to? Because we complain about us giving up a football the other day, Tayem. You've played.
Yeah.
I want you to tell this story, Tayem, because I've never spoken to you about this yet. I've just obviously heard IG, Jamar, all the boys speak about it. I remember you were on trial with Shamrock Rovers. I remember, like I said earlier, guys, this fella couldn't kick snow out of rope. But went from that So you remember playing with my dad's team, Simba, all that. You were at Rovers and the manager is picking you up, yeah?
Yeah.
Look, the manager, Pat Fenlon's picking you up, dropping you home, yeah? And then your own manager says you're not ready.
Yeah.
Is that true? Is that a true story?
Yeah. Do you know what? I'll speak on it and Andy will watch this and he'll probably
speak on it, bro, because that pissed me off, bro.
Yeah. So what happened was, right, I remember in the initial phase, Brando, they came to watch Brando.
Yeah.
And we were playing against, I think it was Fearhouse or something like that. I can't remember who it was. And I was playing on the other wing and I was unreal that game. Just had a storm. I'd done 2 pre-seasons that pre-season. Unreal. Played well. Talks were like, oh, Rovers want you, blah, 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 blah. Everybody telling me this. They want you to go on trials. I was like, no bother, so I'm going to wait for the trial. Trial date is in December, whenever. December comes around, no calls. And then you're hearing different things. I'm talking to managers and they're telling me, oh, you're not ready yet. And I met the lads in the gym. I met Aji, Teasy, all of them in the gym. In the, I think it was Fit for Less then. And they're telling me, oh, maybe he's right, this and that. And I looked at them like they had 2 heads. And I said, are you taking the piss? So you're in here training every single day for that opportunity. And then somebody can tell you you're not ready for it. I was like, I'm in here at 9 o'clock in the morning. And then I'm in here in the evening. And I'm in here at lunchtime as well. I'm training 3 times a day. And you're telling me I'm not ready for what I'm training for. I was like, no, I can't accept that. But they would. So I pursued that situation a bit differently. Long story short, I got on trial with Rovers. We done a week trial, and then on the weekend, players were, whoever was on trial was going to play a game. Like, we're playing a friendly game. There was these lads that came from America. Some black guy from America, left-footed lad. He was
Dreadlocks,
decent.
I remember them.
Yeah.
I remember them, yeah.
And he came on trial as well from America. And back then, like, we've 0 pot to piss in. I've no money. I'm on the social welfare getting 115 quid. And that would be gone the minute I get it. Yeah. Just on electricity.
On Monday, gone by Wednesday.
On electricity and food. And back then, like, the girl I was dating at the time used to practically live with me. So I'm buying food for a white girl because she can't eat African food. You get me? But
she doesn't know about the flavours, bro.
But
Milan tongue, man.
Bro, long story short, we're training. The trainings, look, I done well in the trainings. Pat dropped me home the first day, dropped me home the second day, dropped me home the third day. Third day he drops me home, and then on the Thursday he dropped me home, and I'm just sitting there. We training 8 o'clock in the morning, so I get home at about 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. I take a quick nap. 3 o'clock, my phone rings. How's it going? I was like, oh, yeah, good. I think what we're gonna do is I'd want you to play that game on Friday, and then we'll be play that game on Friday for Bluebell, not for Rovers. Go and play the game for Bluebell. And I was like, Friday, there's a game? I didn't even know. Go and play the game for Bluebell on Friday, and we'll be back to look at you throughout the season. We just don't think you're ready yet. And I'm somebody who's very sharp when I hear somebody else's words out of somebody else's mouth. Yeah. Because if it's words you've said to me, you've said it to me consistently, and you've said it about other players consistently. You're not ready yet. And he's like, so that's it. And I was like, what? Like, I think that broke my heart. I had tears.
Of course,
because I'm like, I know what that contract would have meant. And I knew if I just get 15 minutes on television in that league with a ball at my feet, the world would know what I can do at that time. That's how confident I was. I was like, the minute I get there, I'm gone. If I play 1 game for the first team, I'm gone. And hung up the phone, sat there for a minute. Half an hour later, my phone rings. Can't disclose who the person was. Yeah, how's it going? Yeah, you're after getting fucked over. I'm like, what? How do you know? A call was made, and this is what was said on the call. And
was Rovers ready to sign you?
Yeah.
Because even
back then,
I don't need to ask that, because if the manager is picking you up, he obviously fancies you. Because how were you at training and stuff? Because I always say this, right? Because I want to ask you about the lack of black representation in the League of Ireland and in Leinster Senior League now. I know your manager now with Bluebell, fair fucking play to him, because I think he's wide to the system. Yeah. He's looking at France, England to a certain extent, and look like this is the way to go. Do you know what I mean? Because Paulie was up here, he said, like, our attributes, which I know it can piss off some people, but I know what you mean. Like, obviously, it's the truth. We're fast, we're strong, and we're technical, Yeah. So I was just like, but we have all this, but why is it on, before you even play for Bluebell and stuff like that, we'd go and we're playing Saturday football for Bocker on a Saturday. Why? Yeah. And there's good players.
Because
and there's fat wingers are not playing in the first team. That's what annoys me.
But the reality of the truth is we're used to put Irish players on a pedestal. I've always said it to multiple managers I play for, I'm not here to accommodate for players. But that's what I was doing. That's why they put me there. You play in that holding position, and a player who's worse than me will play in the attacking position. So I'll get the ball back, I'll win all the ball, and I'll put it to you. You go and score. I want to play in the centre attacking role. I will put you out wide. I'm accommodating for players. And I'd had a manager say to me that they're not as technical as you. They can't play in different positions. So, and I'm like, well, then they don't play. Why should they play? Why am I giving up my position to play for? But black players are used to accommodate for the Irish players to push them forward. That's a fact. We push them forward. The team looks better when we play.
The reason why I call Marcus Sloy, I left Rovers, I think it was Shells, and I first went down senior football. He brought me on to Bluebell first, then he went to Sacred Heart. He told me, oh yeah, bring you down, you're a good player. I'm leaving Bluebell, I'm getting the manager at Sacred Heart. You're going to be playing this, that and that. I'm like, lovely, go down, whatever. Go to Sacred Heart now. You know yourself, you go down. Saturday, Sundays, you warm up together.
Yeah.
Then you split.
Yeah.
That split was killing me, bro, because I know you're looking at the Saturday lads, and there's a lot of fat lads running around, lads that can't kick snow off a rope. You know why you're there, because you're not, but you're looking at the first team that you're good enough
to
bro,
be there.
I came from Rovers, bro. I didn't come from Simba, I came from Rovers, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is why, and people wonder why I have a chip on my shoulder, because it's a thing where it's so annoying, and stories like yours is the reason why I have a chip on my shoulder. Because how is the manager picking you up, dropping you home? He could have got a player to do that, because when I was at Tyrone at Longford, I'll tell you, I wasn't good enough. I wasn't. But the manager wasn't picking and dropping me up, it was the players.
Like a million.
He obviously fancies you.
I was having chats with him, like he's talking to me about my family, about this and that. So I was like, Jesus, that's like, I'm in. And then out of nowhere, you get a call saying, yeah, we'll come back and look at you. And I was told, when I got the call, they told me, like, yeah, what's being told to them, they won't come back down to look at you because they don't want any trouble. I was like, how did we even get into a position where somebody be in trouble for coming to watch me? And he was like, yeah, they won't come back and look at you. And I went back and I was told, oh, no, don't worry, they'll come back and look at you. After the team got into a good winning position, I was shoved aside to the bench. For the rest of the season, I think second half of the season, I probably played 120 minutes of a title-winning season.
Bro, I'd love to, because I've got the last one. If you watch the last episode by Brother Sean, I went in, bro. The whole Pogba situation that I know you have to live, but there's one thing I want to touch on. If you can give me 5 minutes of this.
No problem, man. Take
I remember in the height of when George and Kencho died, bro. I remember you doing like speaking at like some of the wake stuff, And I was like, I was watching, I was like, I'm proud of this. That's my friend, man. You know what I mean? Like, and I want to touch on like obviously a little bit, because in Ireland we only do like talk about racism and stuff like that when something happens. Remember that whole little thing, the little debacle, the fights at Red Cow, and you have all these mundillas online chatting shit. So, but with you, I remember when George died, and you're someone like you said earlier, you're elegant, well spoken, all that. But I've never seen you so angry in my life. So obviously you were triggered, Just talk to us a little bit about what was it like, man, going up there and doing your speaking and then your reaction to, because I've seen people reacting to your post saying, oh, you're wrong, it wasn't the racism attack, because for people that are watching, in season 2 of this, it's going to be mad, bro. See this podcast here? Crazy. I rang Gloria yesterday, his sister. She's been doing a lot of speaking to me and she's delighted. She's going to come on. So for me, when I say, I was George's friend, I'm not going to use that as you're using his name. No, I was his friend. And his sister will vouch for me on that. And that's why she's comfortable to come on a podcast to speak. Because she said she was been doing a lot of media, a lot of Mundilla media. And she's like, she feels out of pressure. She feels like here, someone like her, looks like her, people that look like her are going to watch and she can explain stuff a bit better. But you yourself, explain that experience of going through that and your anger towards
why I was angry towards black people and I was angry towards white people. I was angry towards the black people that like to call themselves community leaders. I was angry at all of the black people that took opportunity of George's death. That's what that was. It was an opportunity for people to get a name for themselves. And a lot of those people are older people. They're parents, they're from different cultures, Nigerian, Congo, and etc., who say they have all these committees because they want to further their own agendas towards the government. They're not providing resources for the young kids in our community. They're not providing resources to us. Half of them, I've never met them before. Now, never mind you, I'm somebody who's doing something. What about the kids who aren't, you know what I mean, they're under the radar, but they're going through shit and they don't know you. So how then can you stand there and say you're a fucking community leader? How? What community? Where? Nobody knows you. Like, nobody knows you. No kid has met you. You haven't put a kid through college. You haven't given a kid's family anything. So you're nothing. They all took opportunity. They created group chats. They did all of these things. And I was invited into a lot of these group chats because they thought I'd be an opportunity because I spoke so well that if I'm in their campaign, it furthers their agenda because they can say, oh, this is somebody who speaks well. I've been asked multiple times to go and apply for a TD, apply for this, apply for council positions. I said no because I know the people behind it. They want to benefit. It's an opportunity. It's not improving our community at all. That's our people why I was angry, because all of the leaders, all of the parents, all of the mothers and fathers have failed. If it's not your child, they're quick to say, oh, Jesus, that kid is terrible. Oh, these kids. Oh, everybody keeps saying it. When I hear people doing fraud or whatever, everybody keeps saying, oh, somebody needs to help these kids. Somebody, what are you doing for them? Who's picking up the phone and speaking to these kids? Nobody. Who's motivating them? Who's inspiring them? None of yous. I contact kids all the time. There's kids that release music songs that are releasing drill songs, and I'd ring them. And I'd say, I know what you're talking about in your song, and I know the evidence is there, but try your best to stop doing those things. It's going to cost you down the line. There's a song that was released recently, and it's very detailing of what a situation happened, that somebody could have lost their life. And they talked about it, and I called them, and I said, look, you're talented, because it takes skill and poetry to do what you do.
Oh, definitely, 100%.
But
yeah.
Stop getting into those situations, because it's going to impact you down the line. And if somebody does lose their life, trust me, your life is finished at the same price. Why I was angry at the white people, because the comments that I seen from close friends, they don't understand the situation. People were trying to say that, oh no, it's not a case of that, he's a scumbag, he's this and that.
Yeah.
And my point was this: there's a problem with the policing system. Stop approaching black people with so much aggression. Stop approaching us as if we're terrorists. Because that is what led to that situation. Somebody with a knife can be taken away from a distance, never alone shot on his own door. There was somebody else who had a gun a couple of months later, which clearly summarized what we were talking about. They got a negotiator for somebody who shot at you and shot a guard.
Then this is what they're claiming. It wasn't a race thing. What else could it have been?
No. It's unconscious, right? It's subconscious.
No, definitely, yeah.
Because what happens is, and this is what people don't understand, there's group chats that Gardas are on, and they're talking about this monkey, this, that. There's group chats that Garda are on. A Garda drove by me and called me a monkey before. I know the conversation that happened because we hang around with Irish people. If you're in a football chat and you hear the conversations that happen, it happens in Garda chats as well. It happens at that level. And that's what people didn't understand. And other white people saying, oh, well, stop making Ireland to be out racist. I said this to people. It's unfair to Irish people if
to label everyone.
No. It's unfair to Irish people if we don't highlight the problem in the country and fix it. It's a disservice to the country. It's a disservice to Irish people that actually aren't racist, that do good things. Like, if there's a problem in your country, you should want to fix it. And that's the thing. If Ireland, let's say, becomes less racist, but if the sort of problems that are there racially, institutionally, and the small areas that we don't see, if they get fixed, the country's a better country. Why would you not want that? Why would we not strive for that goal? And it's people who are narrow-minded that don't understand. If it was somebody from Jobstown, this is the thing I've realised recently, because racism isn't just we experience it. I spoke with one of my friends, and he was explaining to me how the guards treat him. Now, he's an Irish lad from fucking Kilnarden.
Yeah.
He talked to me about how the guards treat him. That's exactly what racism feels like, how he was getting treated. I had an interview with John Connors, the Irish traveller who was on Love Hate. I had an interview with him last week. He was explaining to me how he feels when travellers are discriminated. That's how we feel on racism. So if somebody like that comes to me and talks to me, I'll accept it because they've experienced. Somebody who doesn't, you've no place to talk about. You've no point of reference. Thinking about it is not the same as going through it. That's my point.
1000%, bro. And like I said, they don't want to have these conversations. It's always, raise career. I don't give a fuck, bro. Yeah. Like I said, we're not our parents, bro. We let things slide and whatever. Especially when I see stuff, like, I call things out. And I don't know what your opinion on this is, And I'm riding out for this guy like he's my fucking brother. He plays for the enemy. Yeah. But I'm riding out for him like he's my brother. The Paul Pogba thing. Yeah. That's what rattled me the other day. And I was just like, I'm looking at, like, how he performed that weekend and the similar situation to Harry Kane and how we treated Kane, how we treated him. It only boils down to one thing for me anyways. We've seen it long enough with this Graham Souness fella. We've seen it long enough. Oh, yeah. And I don't give a fuck. Call it race colour you want. You can't tell me what race is. I can see it. Yeah. There's one, probably not racist, but he definitely doesn't like him. It's discrimination. I even had like, I was asked, why isn't Mane flashy? Why isn't Mane like all this, like hairstyles and all that? Do you know what they want you to be like? Us. Yeah. Can't they? Yeah. They want us to be like him, quiet. Like, you know what I mean? Don't be arrogant. Don't be flamboyant. I give Sean an example, right? Floyd Mayweather is hated in his own country. Hated. Successful, rich, American. Right? Flamboyant, flashy, mouthy.
But look at McGregor.
McGregor comes into Floyd's country. Flashy, arrogant, flamboyant. Can go around saying about people's dads dying, whatever. Still loved.
It's funny.
What else does that boil down to? Comes down to one thing. Yeah. Like, I'm sick and tired. Look, you said you guy that drove boy, you called you a monkey. Bro, I was going boy my bread. I got called a nigger. Jesus. Minding my business.
You can't change that. Like, this is the thing, but...
It starts from home, bro. These people, like, especially it starts from home, especially young kids, are dragged up, bro. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I think in my lifetime, anyways, probably our lifetime, this won't end. We'll keep having these conversations or whatever. It's up to the future generation coming up, like my kid's age, your kid's age, whatever coming up. Do you know what I mean? Like, but that's gonna improve. I don't know.
But it's the thing. I said this, and hopefully we've time to add this in.
Yeah, go on, Spaz.
It's the same thing they use to kill you is the same thing you have to use to fix it. I always tell people, if we want to fix our image, we have to start using the media. That's how we fix our image. You know what I mean? I had different projects. I have so many projects, but there's just not enough time or money to do them. But, you know, the media is how they destroy us. So if you highlight in the media more positive images of us, if we black-owned newspapers, if we start writing our own newspapers that just edify and amplify the things that black people do, etc. Like, people have YouTube channels and all of that. Why don't you create a YouTube channel making short story movies on how positive black people are, the powerful impacts that black people make, and invest a shitload of money marketing it, and keep doing that for a whole year around until people keep getting the message. The same way they killed you is the same way you have to use to fix it. But you try to do that, and I can promise you will get shut down pretty quickly, because they need you to look like
a tick,
like a clown, like a threat, like the enemy. Because if you ever get too powerful, there's people that are worried. And it's not poor people that do the racism that actually affects us. It's the rich people that do it. It's the big corporations that do the racism that hurts us the most. And it's the unseen one. It's the newspapers, it's governments, it's all of that. It's the governments that are more racist. Normal people, I don't necessarily care. You can walk down the road and call me a nigger all you want. I don't care about you. If somebody in a position that can impact me does it, there's a big problem. You had the guy who, the president of, I think, the National Basketball Academy or whatever, make a racist joke about Raheem Sterling.
Yeah.
And that's somebody in a powerful position. You know what I mean? So it's from that sense. I think the image they've given us in the media is bad. We haven't helped that because we've reacted in an angry way. A lot of young kids have reacted in an angry way. Growing up, we all did. Fuck them. You think I'm racist, you think I'm this, I'll show you what I am. You call me a nigger, I'm going to break your face, I'm going to break your nose, I'm going to leave you in hospital so that you don't do it again. Like, we're adding all of that anger back onto them. And then they're just sitting there taking photos. Look at Jesus, he's violent. But Jesus, look at that. Jesus, they're just like wild animals.
I hear you to an extent, I am, yeah. Like, I was that guy, I'll break your face, all that, yeah. I don't know if my daughter or my son come home to me and tell me I've been racially, say in school, if I can just let it slide. You shouldn't make a big deal of it and you make an example of the school. I'm going in there, principals getting it, teachers, they're all getting it. I can't. But you have kids. Like I said, bro. Look, at the end of the day, I'm trying my best. Because I've been, attitude problems, whatever. And I've tried my best to be this, leader in my family and big brother and father and everything like that. But when it comes to my kids, just, you know what I mean? Say what you want about me. Like you said, say what you want about me. My kids come home to me and tell me, you know what I mean? It's go time. You know what I mean? It's that time. Again, you always, what I'll say to you is start thinking strategic as well. That's I know. I swear to God, you spoke brilliantly. I fucking love you. You're a great guy. All of this. Jesus Christ couldn't tell me, give me advice, and I wouldn't stop. Do you know what I mean? It's just one of them things, bro. It's like even me. I'll give Yanis an example, right? These people, I could argue with Yanis. Yanis is Muslim, Arab, I'd never go and discriminate against Yanis and call him a Muslim cunt or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like, they can't do it. They just don't want it because it's in them. Do you ever see them people? Oh, I'm not racist off black friends. Just wait until something happens. Just wait until something happens. That's what the spaz do. True. It's happened recently in my life. People that you think, they're your mates, whatever, something goes left, you black bastard. See, this is the thing I said to people. I said, everybody wants to be a saint now, and because Black Lives Matter is popular, everybody jumps on it. I can promise you, if the government said all black people have to be imprisoned, similar to what it was then, it was a law, people would abide by it. Your neighbours would come in your house and arrest you and do it, because it's the same thing that happened back then. It's people who don't think they're capable of doing it that would do it. You have to know what levels of, I think in any person, you have to know how dangerous you can be, and then you have to find a way to control it. It's the people who are naive and they say, I'd never do that, I'm not a racist. I'd rather somebody say, I've potential to be racist, but I'm choosing not to. Now listen, bro, people may not like what I'm about to say, but this is what I rate Eastern Europeans. They call you a nigger at your face. No problem. Russia, Polish, Ukraine, what? It's these people out now that hide behind, I'm not, I have black friends, I have mixed race kids, Jaden, you know what I mean? All this. Like, it's wrong, but everybody has that capacity in them. I think everybody has the capacity to be racist. 1000%. But look, brother, I'll leave the floor to you. I've enjoyed this chat. I can't wait to watch this back. No, it's brilliant, bro. You're like I said, man, you're absolutely a gem, and it's like, you're the perfect example. Don't judge an area like by what you hear, because you come from Tala, bro. You've grown up in the streets, bro, and stuff like that, and been through some shit. And look how well you've come out. You know what I mean? Like, so proud of you, bro. What you're doing, keep doing what you're doing. And the floor is yours. Like, advice to anyone that, like, you know, wants to be in this game and football or whatever. Like, some motivation, and then obviously any project you have coming up and what you do.
Yeah, I think for everybody, like everybody watching your programs, I keep saying it to everybody: aim for the highest goals you can achieve. You know, I mean, if you're living a normal life, a basic life right now, you have a decent job, all of that, you have to find a goal that's way bigger than just paying bills, way bigger than just normal life. You know what I mean? You have to find a goal that's impactful, that's tied to your soul, that when they're talking about it, makes you wake up like, holy shit, if I had that, it would be unreal. My life would be set. And not just money, but like impact on a big level, legacy, all of that. That's what matters. Because if you don't start making that decision, you continue living a boring life. It's not a case it's impossible. It's possible for everybody. And this is a fact and a truth that I know. People that don't get it is because they're not looking for it. They don't choose. You make a choice. If you don't make a choice, life gives you whatever. You get a side dish. If you want the main dish, you have to ask for it. So people need to do that. I really want to encourage a lot of young people watching this. Like, aim for the highest. Leave a legacy. Make an impact to your family, to your community. Be that person, because you can. And that's who you should be. That's who you're destined to be. You just have to make a decision. The day you make that choice, life changes instantly. That's it. And, you know, there's negativity. There's going to be obstacles. There's a lot of hard things that come with wanting to be somebody.
Bro.
There is challenges. And I can promise you, even on your darkest day, just keep hope. Hold on to hope. I struggle all the time. The most successful people you'll see, yourself, me, everybody in this room, I struggle. I'm struggling now, but I still have my job to do and I still do it. So you have to have commitment. And commitment is you being able to do the thing that you said you do even when you don't feel like doing it. I can be motivated towards a goal today. Tomorrow I wake up and I feel like crap, but I still have to do it. Yeah. I feel like shit now, but I'm here today. I'm going through stuff right now, but I'm coaching people every day. I'm positive. I'm motivating people because that's what it takes to get to where you need to get to. That's what it takes to change lives. That's what it takes to be impactful. So we need to aim to be impactful. We all live in Ireland. It's a small enough country, but we need to have faith in ourselves that we can do big things, and there's big things possible. Stop thinking there's no possibilities in this country, because if there isn't, then you make it a possibility. That's my sort of 2 cents. But for people, new coming projects, I've launched my online mentorship programs. They are exceptional. And I don't say that because it's my product I'm selling. They're exceptional because I've invested years getting the knowledge.
I trust your word on it as well.
Thank you. I've invested years to get that knowledge. I've bought the knowledge from other people who are professionals in their own area. So it's tailored programs. I'm helping people get to where they want to get to in life. I call it lifestyle design because that's what we're doing. We're creating the type of life we want, sitting down, really mapping out the road for the future. And it's incredible because a lot of people have had success previously prior to me making it an official program. And now some of the young guys who are involved in it as well are going to do pretty well. Learn all aspects, business, personal life, career, every single area. So you can find me on Instagram, Tayem Mercer on Instagram. My website is www.tayemmercer.com. And we've got a couple of more exciting projects. I think there's one big one. Like, I had an interview with John Connors. I'm hoping to interview a couple more people. Some really high profile individuals. Conor McGregor's on that list as well.
Oh, I have him on the list
as well.
I have him on that list as well. I'd love to have a conversation with him.
He's on that list, but it's about getting game. What I want to do is I want to get the sauce from them on what makes them where they are, what put them where they are, and give it back to people. Give it back to our community. Give it back to young kids in Tala, black, white, whatever, who don't know how to get to where they want to get to, and they don't want to listen to it from somebody who looks like me or somebody who doesn't look like them or somebody who doesn't do what they do. So that's why I'm really branching it out. So hopefully we'll get that done. But yeah, that's mainly it from me, bro.
Appreciate you, bro. Nice one.
Thank you for having me on, Gully.
No problem.
God bless.
I prefer really not to speak. If I speak, I am in big trouble. In big trouble. And I don't want to be in big trouble.
Turn me up, kid, Spiral.